Here in Brussels, I call for the European Union to join NATO, and obviously Ukraine to be in the EU and NATO, and also to fly the Kosovo flag and the Bosnian flag and the Albanian and the Macedonian flag and the Montenegro flag here proudly, and to open economically immediately for all the 9 candidate countries, and also politically for the ones who are in NATO already. And let's be much more united as an answer to the Russian war. Let's unite Europe here under the hammer blows of the Russian aggression. Europe has to come back to its former strength, because we can no longer continue like in the last decade of Merkel, where we did everything to appease Putin and we disarmed Europe, and we are now basically encountering the Russian situation unarmed. We have to turn Europe into the arsenal of democracy again, and we have to unite this beautiful continent by integrating the NATO allies of Eastern Europe, especially Montenegro, Albania, North Macedonia, and the European Union. And we have to make sure that we also have the fiscal capacity to win this war. And here it's decisive to build the infrastructure to the east and to rearm Europe and to integrate the whole countries which want to be in the European Union. First of all, Ukraine, and obviously as well Kosovo and Bosnia. This is the way forward. This is what we need to do, and we need the fiscal capacity, the big Corona-style debt package, but with 2,000 billion obviously. We need to rearm Europe effectively, and we need to send fighter jets towards Ukraine. We need also to give a candidate status towards Kosovo and towards Georgia. And we need the 3 countries in very fast, and to conclude the free trade agreements, to open the European Union to the world, including also the countries into OECD, which meet the criteria, but very fast obviously, like Brazil and South Africa and India, and to conclude free trade agreements with India, of course, and with Mercosur to be ratified. And the German Social Democrats, who have done so much harm together with the French protectionists of all camps towards the European prosperity, must be punished. And they are really guilty for this war. They are guilty for the lost decade, and they are guilty for the complicity and the corruption with the Russian security apparatus to sell out Europe. And this must end. This must end immediately. And I'm calling here for an investigation into the Russian links of the SPD and the French establishment. And this must be all evaluated. We must be more united and more open. We must boycott Russia, and we must end all these Russian energy projects in the European Union, confiscate all Russian assets in the European Union, end the nuclear cooperation with Russia, build our own nuclear power plants and be independent. Obviously also to invest into the energy transition, build an energy union, an infrastructure union, and do this all faster, better and more united in order to prepare for the next big challenge, which is the breakup of the Russian Federation. This terrorist country federation must be broken up as a punishment for their war of aggression. All the assets must be seized, and obviously then a major effort of nation building in the 34 new countries must be undertaken. And this is exactly how we must do it, and I will explain all this in my podcast. And I thank you very much for listening to me, and also subscribe my podcast please here from Brussels. Many more videos will come, and I will explain exactly the economic reform agenda, the enlargement agenda, the NATO reform agenda, the NATO enlargement agenda, and all the necessary attachments and efforts in between. Thanks a lot for this, and more to come from Pax Europiana here walking through the European Parliament sector, and I'm very happy to be back in Brussels. Bye.